Good evening, everybody. Welcome. I'm very happy to see all of you. Today, the topic of the talk is the Mangala Sutta. Yeah. So maybe I just explain what is the meaning of Mangala Sutta. This is words in the language of the Buddha Pali. Mangala, it means wholesome, or good fortune, or good luck. It's the same like you say to someone, I wish for you have a good day, good luck to you today. Or so in Sri Lanka till today they use it. They say, I wish for you Mangala day. Sutta, it means hearing actually, something that you get by hearing or by the sense doors or by memory. So what is actually meaning? After the Buddha, what we call in the normal words, we say he passed away. In Pali, we say he get to parinirvana. We call it like this, the final nirvana, or after his body passed away. So shortly after this, they meet 500 or let's say a lot of monks. They meet together and they collect the information about what the Buddha talk, which people the Buddha meet, or what he explained. And with this group of people, they all was enlightened people. And in these people, in this group of people, it was the assistant or the secretary of the Buddha. He was his cousin actually, and he was with the great memory. He could memorize many things or whatever happened, and his name was Ananda. In which way Ananda have good memory? It's not that he could remember his past life or things like this. But if suppose Ananda was sitting here, he could remember what I said, what someone said. Maybe someone will ask question. You can remember all this situation and can repeat. The sun rise from here and the light was here. He can repeat all these things, all these stories of the Buddha he could put in his memory. When they come to meet all this group of monks, so they ask Ananda, what you can remember from the Buddha? What the Buddha talk to you? And then Ananda say, this is what I heard. That's what I heard. And in Pali, we say, Ewam me sutang. Ewam me, it's me. Ewam, this is... Sutang, this is what I heard, or this is what I remember. So you have different story. Ananda say, oh, this is what I remember. One time the Buddha, he go to here, and these people ask him like this and like this, and start to tell story and about what conversation that the Buddha he have with someone. So all this story together became many, many books, something like about 40 books, something like this. I cannot remember exactly. And this is called the basket of the Sutta. Yeah, and basket or collections of books. In Pali we say Pitaka, that's why I call Sutta Pitaka. There's another thing, this one is the philosophic, it's about 7 books, it's called Abhidhamma Pitaka, and another books it's about the precept of the monk and all the people disciple of the Buddha. This is about 6 books. So this is Vinaya Pitaka and Abhidhamma Pitaka, but just to mention about this. So altogether it's 3 baskets. If you like to see these books, you can look here. The blue is in Thai language, the brown it's English. This one is commentary, it's mean explanation about this kind of thing. Okay, so now the subject that we choose today, it's about one story that happened in the time of the Buddha, which appear in the Sutta Pitaka. So this is story about the people, they were sitting in the year of Savatthi, and they were starting to create some argument, some kind of debate, some kind of talk. What is the thing which give us the good fortune? What is the good luck? And then one say, if you wake up in the morning and you hear the birds of paradise, it means you have a good day today. And one say, no, if you go and you see the flowers, there is some kind of plant that is, mostly it's a tree. And then if you see 4, this is a good fortune. And then one say, no, if you smell, I don't know, some kind of flowers, it's give you the good fortune. And another one say, no, if you put the horse shoes on your house, it's give you good fortune. And then they start to talk like this and and then more meeting, and then more meeting, and what is give us the good fortune? Everyone have his idea. So when this kind of things come to be in the human being, so what happens is that the angels, they start to hear these kind of talks, and they start to make the conversation between themselves also. So many angels start to talk, making meeting of angels. What give us the good fortune? So then one of the angels decided that he must ask the Buddha, the wise man, what give us the good fortune? Which things, what we smell, what we hear, what we taste, what is the thing that's supposed to give us the good fortune, good day or whatever, Mangala, what we call. So what the Buddha, usually the schedule of the Buddha, it was like this, that in the morning he go with the alms round to collect the food, and then after this maybe he was teaching the monks, and then people come and get advice, and then in the night time between maybe 12 to 2 o'clock he was giving the time for the angels, and if any angel come to visit them and then like this he spend the time during the 24 hours. So it's happened that one night the Buddha is sitting, and then suddenly all the Jetavana, it's the name of the place where the Buddha was staying, in the monastery where under the name of was the owner of this. It's called Jetavana. It's one of the monastery of one of the millionaire people. They give offer to the Buddha. So in the night, all this monastery became with the light. And the Deva come to the Buddha and ask him, many Deva and human beings, they wish to know what give us the good fortune, what is the good luck for us, what is give us good future. Please, Venerable Sir, can you tell us what your opinion? So the Buddha said, no. What give you good future is not what you see, not what you hear, not what you smell. It's your behave. How you behave, this is what will give you good future. And then the Buddha gave them 38 things which they consider to be Mangala. It means things that if we do them, it means our future will be much better. Yeah, and but usually people think that the Buddha only teach meditation and nirvana and all these things, but the Buddha also teach ordinary people how to live in a better way. Even they have a family, they have whatever. We teach them how to behave better, to be better people. So the first 3 things that the Buddha said to the angels, that the way that how you establish, how you build your understanding about your life. And usually the Buddha start with the negative things. They say, the first thing, don't associate with bad people. You go with bad people, they influence about you. Any one of you know that you have people, for example, children, they are smoking or they're taking drugs. Do you send your children to be with them? You should almost sure that they will influence them on the bad way. So this is the first things that the Buddha said to them. Don't associate with the bad people. And then the second thing he say, associate with the good people. You go with good people, they influence you on the good way. The third thing he said to him, the one that you worship, the one that your teacher, your guide, is someone that he should be or worthy to follow him. Yeah? If someone, for example, he talk about but then you see him making bad things or going against what he's teaching or make bad things, so better don't follow him. Something like, who is your preacher, who is your teacher, who is your guide, okay? So the one that you worship should be the one that is worthy to worship. These 3 things is something that establish, building, leading you, the way that you are thinking, how to follow in your life. The next things, the 4 things the Buddha said to him, it's also depend on the place where you are staying.
Einfluss.
For example, if you live in the place not enough food to eat, if you live in the place where your neighbor is not so good, maybe criminals or I don't know, or in downtown or whatever, if the weather is not suitable, another things, for example, a place that there is law. Maybe you live in the country, there is no law, everybody do whatever they want, going with the gun or I don't know, criminals. There is no policeman, there is nothing very difficult to establish good life. Or if you live in a place where you can get the Dhamma, the teaching, for example, teaching of the Buddha, teaching that show you how to be a better person, it's also important. And then we come to the fifth things. The Buddha say, your future or your life or your happiness is also depend on how much merit you make in the past life.
Und
how much good things you make in the past life. Even that we don't remember, maybe we give a lot of money or we give a lot of food or we help to many people and we don't remember, but still it's influence about us, not only now, also in the future. So it's also bring us good future, what we have done already in the past. So it's also depend on. The next one, the sixth one, the Buddha say it's also depend on your intention, on your determination, on your effort to really to make good and not to make bad. If you are lazy for this, it will difficult for you to get good. But if you really give effort, it will help you really to be happy. So this is the energy that you give. Next thing the Buddha talking about education. You have to learn. You have to go to school, you have to learn ABC, you have to learn whatever, yeah? You have to learn to write, you have to learn to read, you have to learn to... And the next things, you have to learn also occupation, work. You have to choose for yourself work to learn it. Next things, he talk about this, that whenever you are living, whatever you're doing, you have to keep the rule of the place, you have to keep the rule of the honesty between the people, yeah, not to break the rule or to keep the rule. Yeah. And then you see already the Buddha is start to talk now about the way that how you behave. What is your virtue? How is your you to do good and not to make bad. So next things is talking about not to speak wrong. Keep your speech. For example, to say the truth, not to say lie, not to tell lie, to say the things correct. To talk with a gentle way, not harsh, not to hurt people. Your speech should not be for aim to break between people, not to gossip, not to guide wrong people. So this is different ways how we should not use the speech, otherwise we are wrong on the speech. And then we come to the 11th one. 11th one, the Buddha says, you should respect and take care for Papa Mama. I don't know if you know, before we talk about Christianity and this, you know that in all the precepts that they talk about the Bible, only about Papa Mama, they say, if you do this, if you take care for Papa Mama, your life will be longer life. This is the only precept that they talk in the Bible. What will be if you do it? You think today, not many. Sometimes the father and mother, they make themselves like equal to us, but actually they are not equal to us. They are our father and mother. Sometimes I think, oh, I know computer, I know this, they are primitive. This is wrong for me. Many people think like this. So we talk about respect, Papa, Mama. And then the next one, he say, you should take care for your husband or your wife, if it depends who is the one. Yeah? The partner, your partner, you should take care about it. Yeah, and then he say you have to take care for your children. So your duty, first we talk about your duty as a husband or your wife, or the wife. Now we are talking about you should be a good father or good mother to your children. And then the Buddha talk about what is your work. Your work should be right work. We call it right livelihood. If you choose work, for sure you earn money, maybe you get rich. But if your work somehow hurting other people or hurting yourself, this will not bring you benefit. If you go to work and every day by your work, at the end of the month, maybe you get a lot of money. But during the day of your work, you have to kill something. Maybe you are butcher, maybe fisherman, maybe hunter, I don't know, selling weapon or whatever. All these things is called a wrong livelihood. It somehow will bring the fruit and you will suffer because of this. If you go to work and because of this work you have to take things which is not given to you, somehow you have to steal by this work, this is also sometimes will hurt you. And for sure you're hurting people. If in your work somehow you create or you manage with the wrong sex, this will hurt you and the other people. If you work somehow working with wrong speech, you are not telling the truth or whatever. If you are dealing with drugs, alcohol, yeah? And then the Buddha talk about this, that we have to keep the 10 things which is good things, we call it. What they are, I just tell you, I talk about this, no killing, okay, no stealing, no bad sex, no wrong speech, telling lies, maybe you do this, yeah. When you are speaking wrong to people or putting people down, speech that making with anger, you shouting like this, and people complain, chasing away people. Maybe you chase away someone. I don't want to see you here. And said this will reflect no good to you. Gossiping or talking about someone which is not here. And then also when you are talking to someone nice, hey, baby, so you can get for him something. Now, all what I talk with you now, it's about things that we are creating by actions and also by speech. But we have also our mind, huh? I wish this one will be mine. Something will be happen to him and I get it, huh? Another thing is, I wish that he will die, that something will happen. In this moment that I'm thinking like this, boom, I create bad things inside. And then also the last things in the thinking is when I have the misunderstanding. I say, I don't care. People, they say, don't make bad. Anyway, I live only one time. I can do whatever I want. Why should I make good? This is my money. I never want to give. Something like misunderstanding about the difference between good and bad. If you follow this, I said about 3 things that we make by actions: killing, stealing, okay? This I say about things that you are doing by speech, and I say about things that you are by thinking, okay? This all together is 10 things that the Buddha said that if you do them, they will hurt you, they will hurt other people. So if you want good future, better don't do them. So already we get to 16. Now we are talking about the 17, the advice of 17 that the Buddha gave to the Deva. He say you should take care and help to your relative, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, I don't know, other uncles or whatever, your relative, you should take care about them. And then the 18 things, you see, very practical things in the life. Don't do things that make other people suspect on you. You walk in the night in very dark place or whatever, people they start to think, what is doing there, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe you do some actions that might cause to other people to think that you are criminal or you are a bad person or whatever. Better don't do if you think that there is something that might cause to other people to think bad about you. Better don't do them. And then the Buddha talk about some people, they do bad and then they enjoy it. Be careful, don't follow the enjoyment for doing bad. And then the Buddha talk about this, we talk about the 5 precepts. He said, take care by yourself about these 5 precepts. No killing, no stealing, no bad sex, no wrong speech. And then we come already to the 21. The advice of 21, the Buddha say, be careful, don't use alcohol to make yourself drunk or whatever. Don't take drugs and all the mind will be, and then easy you can make many, many bad things. Be careful about your mind. So you see that till now, like I said, the Buddha mostly talk first about the bad and then he encouraged the good. So now the Buddha come to encourage him. He say, if you will be intelligent, you will be with effort, you will be with feeling of goodwill to make good, to practice meditation, to walk on the Dharma, what we call. Okay? So then it will give you good benefit for future. And then 23, he say, people give you something, you don't forget it. Don't forget to give them don't be, when people make you something good, you don't forget people that they make for you good.
Grateful.
Grateful, yeah, exactly. This also I have, remember when I talk about this, I remember sometimes I try to explain to people about gratefulness. And I say about, again, we are talking about Christianity and the Pope. Before I told you that Ajahn Tong go to meet the Pope because he never forget how the Pope was nice to him. Huh? They come to our temple to pay respect in Thailand. So he pay respect back in the Vatican. And then the next, he talk about the actions, how we should act in the public or whatever. We should be humble, we should be gentle, we should be kind and simple. The next thing he say, whenever people give you something, you don't get it as a for granted. You don't forget to say thank you. People give you, it's not simple that people give you. And then the Buddha said to him, you should listen to Dharma, to teaching, how to make good, not to make bad, how to practice, to clean your mind. Every sometimes it will give you encourage. And then we come to this 27 already. Patient, the Buddha said. You have to learn to be patient. If you have patience, you can wait long time. Whatever difficulties, you will be able to overcome. 28, the Buddha said to them, there were people and they must learn to get advice. People give them advice, they give them something, they have to listen. I know already, I don't want to listen, or blah, 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 blah. People want to share with you something, to give you advice, listen to them. And then the Buddha say, you should try to meet a monk or people that really walk the way. They really have the experience. They are living the Dharma, what we call. You should try to meet every sometimes monk and to learn from him. And then the Buddha say, but also you should talk sometimes with your partner to the way. Because you have your development, he have his development, so you can share the Dharma together. I have this experience, he have this experience, so you can share together the way. You can learn from each other. You see that now I start to talk, the Buddha start to explain to the Deva about the holy life, about the practicing, how to enter to the practice. Till now, many of them, or most of them, it was how to create your relationship with your life, with your family, with your neighbors, or whatever, okay? But now the Buddha started to go deeper into the practice itself. We reach already to the 31. 31, the Buddha say, if you will practice intensively, if you try to practice intensively with keeping the precept, with practice meditation, with learning the teaching very intensively, okay? This will give you good fortune. For example, I talk about to practice intensive about the precept. Yeah. Normally the Buddha say you should keep these 5 things: no killing, no stealing, no make bad sex, no wrong speech, not getting drunk and alcohol. But when people coming and they coming to retreat, for example, they already take 8 precepts. For example, they want to learn how to overcome the greed more higher. So they say we prevent from any kind of sexual behaviors. We don't eat afternoon. So if we're hungry, we can just drink milk or something. But we look at the hungry, yeah? When we are in the course, we are learning from the practice, so we try not to read, not to dance, not to sing. We are just practicing. We are learning from our looking at nature. We try not to sleep or to sit uncomfortable and bed and chairs. We have everything simple, very easy. So we are learning to be simple. Also, we are, and then we are about our practice. Yeah, for sure, we should be mindful daily life. But when we are coming really to practice, we try all the day just concerned about the practice. So it's higher. The Buddha recommend them. When you can practice more intensive, just do it. It will be beneficial for you. It's clean your mind. It will build you for a better future. And then if I mention about the precept, there is such things called brahmacharya. It means the holy life. So what does mean brahmacharya and holy life? If we talk about again this precept, about 5 precepts for normal people when they are coming and they are taking this 8 precepts, or 10 precepts of a seminary, for example, or 227 precepts they're coming and bringing their tool higher and higher and higher, but preventing things what to do, so they can learn much deeper. In the same times, to try to practice and to develop yourself. Yeah, when you walk on the way of the Dhamma, so then this is we call brahmacharya. It means to live the holy life. Okay, so this is already the 32. The element of 32 that the Buddha gave advice. And then coming to the 33, the Buddha say, if you really understand the Four Noble Truths, it means to understand that there is suffering, so you start to make something to improve your life, to understand that the suffering not coming because of outside, but because inside your mind is not clean. To understand that if you clean your mind, you will stop suffering. And to understand that if you will practice, you make good, you don't make bad, and you clean your mind with the meditation. So to understand these four things, this will give you good fortune. So you see that here already the Buddha touched the essence of the practice and cleaning the mind. So the next step, he say, if you reach enlightened, this will give you good future. But this is only the 34. He even didn't finish. Now the Buddha talk about result when your mind is totally clean from the greed, anger, delusion, from all the things which make you suffer. So for the result, I first explain you about something called Loka Dhamma. Loka Dhamma, Loka it's word, Dhamma it's element. This is 8 things that the Buddha said that nobody of you can run away. There are 4 good things and 4 opposite bad things. And this is the things that even the Buddha cannot run away. It's belong to the world. As long as we are living in the world, we cannot escape from them. Gain. Sometime you will get. Maybe some rich man, very relative for you, he pass away, and then they say, you got this man, he's saying he give you the money, I don't know, or lottery, or you got work, or whatever. This is gain. Someone give you a present, sometime, I don't know, whatever, but sometimes you lose. Nobody can run away from these 2 things. And then sometimes people, they speak about you very, very good, embrace you. They say you are the most best all over the world. But sometimes people also speak bad about you, insult you. Sometimes you will be with many, many friends, family or whatever. Sometimes you will be lonely. And then there is another 2 things, the Buddha called them sukha and dukkha. I talk about, it's something like happiness and suffering. I talk about the first aspect of it, the physical aspect. Sickness and healthy. Sometimes the Buddha was healthy, but sometimes he became sick. He died from sickness. And then we have the mental things, which this one the Buddha already overcome, because he cut the greed, anger, delusion. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad. In this case, the Buddha overcome this one. But still, if we talk about sukha dukkha, physically, he's still under them. So the Buddha recommend them and say, after you get enlightenment, if your mind really is not shaky, is not worried, when you meet these kind of things that I talk about now, Loka Dhamma, it means that you are like a rock in the mountain. So you stay neutral. Nothing will hurt you. You will have good future. And the next thing, say, if you don't feel sorrow and sadness because of these kind of things in your life. Usually I lose something. Oh, I'm so sad. Why I lose? Nobody come to meet me. Nobody want to listen to my Dhamma talk. Oh, me. So if your mind is very, very steady, you will not be shaken. You say, okay, I like Kodai and Thai, we say. And then the Buddha say, if your mind is clean with all this anger, worry, doubt, lazy, craving, and it can be very, very neutral and calm, like I described the Buddha, he described it like a rock in the mountain, then nothing will shake you. So then he say your mind will be very steady with a confidence. So this is the last thing he said to him. Probably the Deva says sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Maybe I let you ask questions about this. This is one of the important sutta that we are, this is sutta that the the people learn about how to behave in the life. The children, they are learning in school these things. In Sri Lanka, almost everybody, they know this sutta. Yeah, I go to give sometime like a blessing somewhere, and we use this sutta. And when I bless, all the people chanting together with me. Bitte schön.
One of the points was to follow the rules and regulations of the place. But what if these rules and regulations are made by bad people and there is injustice?
I tell you something. There is some that they are, for example, if you go to England, they drive on one side. If you come here, you drive another side. Okay? So, for example, this is one very reasonable. If you follow the rules which belong to these 5 that I'm going to mention now, it will hurt you some. I just want to start this kind of idea to explain that this is not emotion. Yeah, it's not emotionalic, it's not be the feeling. It's about nature. I am a very good person. I have good intention to you. I want to explain you what happened if I make this to the world. So probably because I'm everything so sentimental and this, so it give me the ability to do it, but I don't feel any pain, because should be. I want to, because I'm a good person, so I should not get hurt. I only want to show you. Yeah, it's logic what I say now. No, it's just nature. Actually, the post don't care anything about what I'm going to show. He don't know anything. The nature of things that if I do this, I will feel pain, and there is no sentiment here. I want to show you the things fell down when you lift them from high. Okay? But I'm a good person. So I take this and I leave it. Boom! I hear. But it's not fair. Why? Only one time. I'm a good person. I want to explain my students. But the earth and the glass don't understand anything about example, about teaching, about this. There is no any sentiment here. There's a cause and effect. The work of Buddha, it was to look at nature, to learn from the nature element, physical and mental. And he found out that without any sentiment, there is actions that you will do that you feel unhappiness, what we call suffering. I even don't talk about this, that the other side will suffer. One is the things of killing. Okay, it doesn't matter. Every time you are killing, you will get hurt. Even the baby is laying down and the snake is coming to bite and kill the baby, and you are killing the snake to protect the baby, still you create something which will harm you. Yeah, for sure you protect the child, but you kill the snakes. So it will harm you somehow. Without any connection to this, just to show you all the picture, in this case, you kill the snakes, it's one thing. You will harm, not because of sentimental, because it's nature, but you protect human being. For this, somehow, you will have good things. It will reflect good on you. I give you another example. One law that you are talking about, this, like this, it's almost in every country you have. You must go to the army. For sure, my mother or my grandmother cannot go to the army to protect their life. And there is an enemy coming. So I'm standing there, and then suddenly the enemy comes, I kill him. So what I've done? I kill human being to save other human being. So for killing the human being, somehow I hurt. Save other human being, this is somehow will reflect good things on me. So it's not mathematic, but it's just if you take it so fast, our mind is function. And if you want, I go deeper. The Buddha he say everything is cause and effect. I say, I beat, this is the cause. My pain is the effect. Okay, I threw the glass to the air, this is the cause. Ow, my headache is the effect. Maybe I killed the enemy, this is the cause. Maybe I'm disabled person now, it's the effect. The cause or actions in Pali, this is the words, translation of actions is karma. Karma, it's not luck or I don't know, it's just your actions, how you are acting. And the Buddha say if it's good or bad, it's depend on your intention on the actions. For example, when I'm killing the enemy, I a lot of fear inside, a lot of anger about them, okay? So this is the reason that will create suffering on me. Even this is the law. But when I'm in these situations, I will suffer because this is the nature of these actions that happen in this moment. But in the same time, I have intention. I must do it because my mother there. I have to protect my mother. So to see, in the same time, my mind protects something like compassion or something like this. So for this, maybe I will be disabled person, but the country will take care about me very nice. Nobody will throw me away. Okay. So you see, somehow that's why we call it bright with dark. Dark, I will still suffering, disabled, okay? Bright, somehow someone will take care about me, okay? So I'm not, they don't throw me somewhere. When you understand, if people understand this game of cause and effect, they will know what is good for them to do, what is not good. Lucky me, I came back from traveling, I practicing. I start to understand about this cause and effect, and I start to work as an electrician. We was in the company, we're building the house. My duty to count how many lamp, how many light, how many switches, how many this, and to go to report to the engineer that is taking care for me, and he present the company that for her we are building the house. Yeah, you understand? There is engineer. I will explain easy. There is an engineer that the company want to build a house. So the people from the company, they don't understand anything about building. So they take special engineer that he understand about how building the house, and he is taking care for us as people that building the house, people making electricity, people making the carpet. So I don't go to the owner of the factory. I go to this engineer and I negotiating everything with them. After we finish the work, I come to this engineer and I tell him, oh, I make 100 light, 100 switch, and this I need to get from you so and so money. But this is business. This engineer, whatever I give him number X, he will take me down. And then he will go to the company and say, they wanted this and this, they wanted 1,000. I give them only 700. Something like he reduced me down, and then he can be proud on the big company. And then what will be that the big company say, he's very good. And when they build the next house, again, they take him. You understand? And they put me down all the time. So what I have to do? I have to take the numbers and to put them up. And so he put me down and everybody happy. But I know that telling lies is no good. I cannot play this game. My job was engineer. Very high level. I quit the job. I go to clean the kaki for people. I go to work with disabled people. But if you understand the game of the cause and effect, if you don't understand, for sure, you're just all the time under worry, the government, you are doing this, under this, greed, anger, delusion in the mind, fighting. But when you understand this, you know, it doesn't matter what the law, I don't follow it. Because you know it's not correct. It's hurting people. And it's all these things depend on your karma in the past. If you make good things in the past, you even don't get into this kind of situation.
So the question is, in the night of his enlightenment, when the Buddha was sitting under the tree, he was also recollecting his previous and past lives. And in one of these lives, he offered himself and he offered his life to a tigress so she can give food and energy to the babies. So the question is, this is also falling under the law of, is this also falling under the law of cause and effect? Because in this, somehow he was also doing bad because he was killing himself.
Mm-hmm. I give you example. Okay, now I said that I will go deeper, and this is good question, good example for the deeper. I make good or bad karma?
Nothing.
Okay. If suppose I have mosquito and I make this, what? Good or bad? Bad karma.
So good.
Why it's bad? Because I'm killing. And what is the reason that I'm killing? Maybe I don't like the mosquito, it gives me malaria, I do fear. Huh? The child standing here, maybe cry, Lili, 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 Lili. Some things exactly, loving kindness.
Vielleicht
I will be happy, the child will be happy. Actually, the answer of the question that I asked you is good or bad is good. Why? Because in this case, it was not loving kindness and it was not anger and worry. It was wisdom. I want to explain you something and I will success. And both of us will be happy. This is only movement of the end.
This
Machine. But the reason, the cause, the volition, the intention that make this movement of the muscles, this is the actions. This is what make me suffering or happy. I can make it with anger, this mosquito too much. I can make it with worry, mosquito, malaria. I can make it with greed. Okay, I will take it. Okay, they don't take my money, I don't know, my cake or whatever. I can make it without doubting. Oh, maybe yes, maybe not. You see, so many reasons. I have actually 50 kinds of reasons I have in my mind to make this movement of the end. We have the bad. I say anger, worry, doubt, lazy, craving. Okay. We have also confidence. We have loving kindness, compassion. Okay, neutral. You have altogether 50. I say good and bad. Why give good and bad? What is good and bad? If when this kind of element will come in the mind, will be the cause for me to suffer, that's why I call it bad. Anger, it's bad because it's make me suffer. Okay? Loving kindness is good because it's make me happy. That's why I call good and bad. Okay? But the reason that we give the title, this is good, this is bad, it's the result that comes for it. And usually we don't talk about result, but result, this is what we see. And this is, say, vipak in Pali. What we see is vipak. We don't see karma usually. Understand? So actions of the person, it depends. The Buddha was that time with a lot of loving kindness, of compassion. And he make his actions. Even my body, I let go. Not because I despair from the life, I don't want anymore to live. Because I care about her. I can give my life for her.
That's not killing.
This is not killing in this case. Why not killing? Because of the intention in the mind in this moment. Usually when I'm staying near the soldier, I'm so afraid and I hate him, he's a bad boy, he want to... And this is why I will suffer. People suicide, why? Because they despair from problem. They don't want, they want to run away. This is anger. They don't want to face with things. Maybe they're afraid. Why I have to feed my children, I cannot find work. Okay? So, if they make this kind of action, then they suffer very much. They don't suffer, they suffer very much.